Hello, and welcome to episode 84 of Unqualified Game Chat. I am your host, Azara Lopez, and with me today is no other than the brave, the
Yes.
brash, the
At
beautiful,
times. I hope so.
hmm, the cunning,
Got
uh,
a
cavalier,
cavalier.
cute
My mom says so.
Spencer, the legacy.
Hello, everybody. It's been a while. Half of those are my fault. This
The
is a
other half, the other half, I think, are my fault.
yeah. We're a perfect 50-50.
The problem is the Wednesday.
Yeah.
The Wednesday recording is
Wednesday,
kicking
Tuesday.
our butt.
It's true. We could switch to like Tuesday.
No, but if we switch to Tuesday, we just won't do it. I just don't see us being Tuesday boys.
We have done
I
Wednesday for like 2 years almost. So
yeah,
it's
how can you just how
it's
can you
true.
stop that and just do something
Been over
else?
2 years, hasn't it?
Who
I think
knows?
it's been over.
Time flies when you're kicking and screaming.
That's true. Because our first episode, we talked about the tall vampire lady. Resident Evil Village wasn't out yet.
Oh yeah, and
It's been a
everyone's
while.
like obsession with getting stepped on.
Yeah, because we
I don't
were.
want to I don't want to
Yeah.
kink shame, and still it's the same way. I don't want to kink shame,
I don't
but
want to kick you, but
everybody
you degenerates need to get in line.
yeah, everybody jumped on the getting stepped on train then, but you know,
I
before
will
then,
testify, Zario was on that train before any of you.
before anybody.
He's the fucking conductor, okay?
Mm,
My
mm,
friend
mm.
Zario, he been asked to be stepped on since before we did the damn podcast.
Yep, yep.
Mm-hmm. I was there
Begging to
begging,
be stepped on.
begging, gracefully,
Begging.
not in an
Oh
embarrassing
no,
way.
not yeah. I'm not like out
No,
there like
dignified
yeah.
begging.
Oh yeah, it is a
Madam, would you please
mm.
step upon my brow? Then you would tip your fedora. I miss your fedora. Yeah.
My lady.
Lady.
But last week I can
Mhm.
say this.
Oh, you can say now?
I could say this.
Ew.
I played Final Fantasy 16.
Do tell.
Straight face. I played Final Fantasy 16.
Fantasy 16.
Preview will be coming out
Mm-hmm.
soon.
He said it's the 16th mainline Final Fantasy. That's all I'll say.
Before playing, I actually didn't really watch. Have you seen the gameplay for Final Fantasy 16?
I didn't watch the recent showcase because I was like, well, it's Final Fantasy, so I'm buying it no matter what because that Final Fantasy makes me happy. So no matter what, I'll buy it. So I was like, so I saw the first couple trailers and then I was like, you know what? Because I'm not writing about it a ton or anything, I'm going to let this be. I haven't had a game that I was looking forward to in years for a while where I didn't have to look at every trailer. So I was like, I'm going to let there be little surprises. So I watched the first couple trailers and I've kept up with general news, but I didn't watch like the showcase or anything that was recently.
Yeah, luckily Bailey on the website has been covering most of the Final Fantasy 16 news. So I do think that this is one of those games. I think they over delivered with Final Fantasy 15. We just got so much like because I think they were really trying to sell this game
Mm-hmm.
um to
There's a
to recoup
lot on it.
something. Yeah, there's a lot of money on the line.
Yeah.
And I could see why they just kind of over like with the movie tie-in and like all the little demo and all the
Versus 13
little
was now somewhat 2006.
yeah, it
Like
was
that game gestated in different
yeah,
forms.
yeah.
So they had to, yeah. That's why this is so exciting though. This is like the first like fresh new single player Final Fantasy because 15 was like repurposed kind of.
Mm,
Um
mm.
but this is the fresh from the top, all new, all different, as they would say
So
in Marvel.
so yeah, that's why we didn't go. There's a few more events that are happening, but hopefully none of them are on Wednesday because this is our day.
This is our day. Not
Wednesday's
the
such a
Lord's Day, the Bros Day.
the bros day.
Yeah.
My birthday's tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked my bro friends, well, tomorrow being today when this is posted, May 11th,
Mm-hmm.
I asked my bro friends, all I want for my birthday is for my bros to go to the gym with me.
Will you guys make the pledge?
Little did they know, all I'm going to do is run for an hour.
They're all going to be like, They're gonna be done in like 40 minutes and be like, now what's his birthday? We can't be like we're
We
ready to
can't
go.
we can't just stop
They're
and
gonna like
walk.
run next to you slower than you.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm a pretty
That's
fast runner.
nice. That's nice.
But yeah, it's I have some birthday plans. Fuga 2 comes out on my birthday, and I guess nobody has gotten review codes.
Hmm.
So
That's
don't expect
interesting.
one from us. I'll probably buy it. The problem is that they closed the Canadian branch of CyberConnect 2, and they
They had a
fired the
Canadian
one.
brand.
They had a Canadian branch. Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And they just recently closed it. And the guy who works in the Japanese office, he recently left to go to Platinum, the one English speaker.
That's rough.
Um, yeah, it's so anyway, this podcast is recorded hopefully every week, posted to podcast services, on your Spotify's, your Apples, your YouTubes, um,
Everything.
everything. It's a podcast where we try to talk about games, and sometimes we do good, sometimes we do
Yeah.
bad. We'll see about today.
But it's always you're getting the Spencer and Azario friend experience, no matter
You're
what.
signing on for us right now.
Yeah, you're not. It's like you go to see cool Marvel movies because you like the characters, right? You like these characters of us. That's why
I
you're
would
here.
like to say on that I am in deep Marvel fatigue.
Are you? That's interesting. Did you
Mm,
watch Guardians? Because I think
nope,
that was the best
nope.
not fatigue, like the best fatigue cure.
You
Because
know
James Gunn is
why?
just good at his job.
You know why?
Why?
Because I think it was like IGN. Maybe it was coming soon. One of you guys, one of you pop culture websites posted it on Facebook or something, just gave away like a huge spoiler of it. Like as like it probably wasn't you guys, I'll be honest, but I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, we don't
Um
like do a big spoiler.
um there's like yeah, and they like I don't know. I like to but that's not the reason why I didn't want to watch it. I didn't want to watch the new Ant-Man. I didn't want to watch the new Shazam. I didn't want to watch I know
See,
Shazam. I know
I totally
Shazam.
get that
Yeah.
completely because I'm a giant fucking. I've loved little Marvel comics since I was a little boy. So this feels like the movie industry is catering solely to me, and I like
Mm.
that because
Mm.
I'm me.
Mm.
But I totally understand. But I still recommend Guardians of the Galaxy 3 because it doesn't feel like a modern Marvel movie. It doesn't feel like
Mm.
it's just put out there. James Gunn is an excellent director. I love his movies. Everything from Slither to Guardians, I love it all. And this just feels like a movie that happens to be a Marvel movie. It's a James Gunn like movie that just so happens to take place there, and it made me cry a few times, and it's incredible. But I really love the Guardians of
He's
the
on the
Galaxy.
DC team now, right?
Yeah, he's the head. He's the co-CEO of DC Studios.
We'll see
So
what he does. We'll see the
he's making his
magic.
first thing as Superman. He's making a
Yeah.
Superman movie,
The problem with Superman is that he can't be beat. He's too powerful.
but he can. That's the thing. You have
Oh, what
to.
you're gonna put kryptonite? What you're gonna
No, no,
kill
no,
his
no, no.
mom? What you're gonna kill? You're gonna kidnap Lois Lane?
No,
What?
here's the thing that everybody forgets is he's weak to magic. Nobody ever there's tons of magic superheroes in DC and villains, and he can't do shit against magic, and nobody fucking uses that.
Mm.
I don't know why.
Mm.
That or you just I don't know. You make him care. You be as long as he's portrayed, he's not in fucking like grayscale with a rain, and he's like, I have to kill. As long as it's not that stupid shit, I don't care. As long as he's
Mm.
fun, I
Mm.
don't mind. But I'm yeah.
There is something that I would like to talk about.
Yeah.
Uh, Phil Spencer went
Mm-hmm.
on a
Shares my name.
podcast recently, and he talked about kind of losing the console wars if there was a war. Said that even if Starfield was the best game, something along these lines, that no one's gonna go out and buy it, or no one's gonna sell their PS5 for an Xbox Series X for that game, even if it's an 11 out of 10 or something like that, even if it's a perfect game.
Yeah.
Um, and
I saw that.
so my now I get where he's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Redfall's launch now I don't know if you know this, but my Redfall review leaked early.
I did. I did see that because someone at Coming Soon, one of my bosses was like the Redfall reviews came out for a sec, like the Noisy Pixel one went up, and I was like, what? And then, yeah, and then it disappeared.
Yeah. And that but
That happens to everybody once.
that second that second was enough for them for the people to archive it and to share it around everywhere. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was embarrassing. The problem was is that they set the schedule time for 5 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Put
Yeah,
it at
that
5
AM.
a.m. Yeah.
Yeah,
Look,
the WordPress bungle
the
happens
word
to us
you gotta
all.
military time,
Yep,
sucker.
yep,
Military time.
yep.
Uh anyway, and usually like because all reviews go out in the morning, you never really schedule things
Yeah,
past noon.
5 p.m. embargo,
They knew the game sucks. They knew the
unheard
game
of.
sucks. Dude, there's some people out there that gave that game a fucking 9. Who the fuck are you kidding?
Wow.
Who the fuck, dude? Like even a 7.5. Do yourself a favor. The game the it's not I'm not going to knock the I'm not knocking the direction of the game. I'm not knocking the game flow. I'm not knocking anything. It was clearly a budget thing. It was clearly a direction thing. Okay? So the team that created this game, nothing to do with them. They did their job. They did what they were told to do and they did the best that they could do. And I'm totally behind that because I don't think that anybody consciously wants to put out a bad product
Yeah.
of
Other
themselves.
than like asset flips, no developer is like, this 2 out of 10 game is it's fine. Let's give that. Like, unless it's a game made with the purpose of being as minimal development as possible to make a very small profit,
Hmm.
no developer on earth is because they're all like essentially artists, right? No artist is like, this thing I'm making is shit. No,
Yeah.
like, yeah, that
So
makes sense.
I do think that there was a vision. It was lost somewhere along the lines. They had to dial back and pick up the pieces. It was probably a different game years ago than what it is now. You know, there this happens. This happens in game development. And so I'm not like upset at them, but the game sucks. And
Yeah,
I
he's got that
and
dad energy. I'm not mad, but I'm disappointed.
yeah, I went to a preview event too, and the final game that I played was not reflective of what I played at that preview event. I'll tell you that much. When I played in the preview, and I said this on a live stream not too long ago, that the game, the world of the game was so full of like bad guys and events. I would just run from one area to the other, and there was things that would be like, "Oh, check this out. Oh, check this out. Oh, check." And it's like, whoa, like I could go to the campaign marker, but this thing's telling me that there's probably some cool stuff over here that I should check out. Or there's a camp of bad guys right here. And oh, they're interacting with the vampires. Oh, I'm in this area. It felt like a different game. I play the final game, nobody's on the street.
And that
There's
happens at preview events. You know that
it
that
does.
happens sometimes. You get the vertical slice, as people call it, the best parts all in one small package, and then you go, well, the rest of the game's like this, right? Because it's a preview, but it happens.
I think the terrible thing about it is like the map
Mm-hmm.
where they only where they say like, "Oh, you can put a pin down or whatever." Cool, but they only allow you to put one pin down, and
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like that bugged me. And then the color of the pin is the same even if you're playing with all players, so you just see a bunch of blue pins.
that's a
And I'm
weird choice.
yeah,
Yeah,
and I'm like that's like that's stuff that could have been fixed
that's
in
tiny
some
stuff.
type of
That's like, how did nobody
it just yeah, and it
pick
just
that
builds
up?
up. There's things like I know this is like Reddit level of complaints, and I put this in my review that when you save the firehouse right in the beginning, um, they show like a montage of like you save the people, they come out, they set up the table and stuff and all this stuff, and then you're supposed to talk to everybody, and then you never interact with these people again.
That's goofy.
Like sometimes they'll give you like a side quest, but if you progress the game far enough, you just leave them and go to a new area and don't even don't ever
That's
go
cool.
back. It just does the same thing.
Yeah.
So then once you save the firehouse right in the beginning, I go outside and they don't even like try to defend themselves. Like there's no like if you play Dying Light, you go out of your site, there's like guards, they're like, yeah, we're watching this area, they have spotlights on there, they have you can tell that these people are working to defend themselves.
Hmm.
In this game, the back gate's wide open, you know.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing is like you just got attacked and overran and you're not doing anything about it. I would have loved like, oh my god, if there was just a first mission where they're like, hey, get these supplies for us so we can set up a defensive thing so that this never happens again. Thank you. That's You could have fixed everything just by doing that. You could have
Hmm.
fixed that's but the
That's rough.
game the game's bad. The game's bad. And it was sad. It was tough to play cuz it was
Is it the kind of bad that can become better with patches, or is it just bad?
um maybe.
It'll take a lot of patches,
Well, like well I
expansions, and patches.
the AI is dumb as dirt. You would have to do something completely different there. The guns sound terrible. Um, I don't know. I don't know what you would do. I don't know. I honestly don't know what you would do with this game. I do think that at one point it was something else, and that's where it falls off. Is that
Like
they were
versus
going in one
13, like we were
direction.
talking about.
I'm thinking that looter shooter direction. Well, looter
Yeah.
shooter stopped being cool, and now
Hmm.
what do we do? Um, Forspoken is another game that kind of went through this where it seemed like it lost its direction and
Sounds
lost
like
its
Gotham Knights, where you can tell that seemed like a live service, and then
yeah
midway through
that
they were like, "Wait a
that
minute,
that what's it called
Suicide Squad."
Suicide Squad.
Yeah. Oh, that poor game.
Yeah,
Uh,
they again like those types of games. I mean, Destiny 2 is riding it to the ground right now, and that has its active community already, and sure, it's fun because you've invested so much time into that series already, so you want to
yeah.
continue playing, but you can't expect people to just like
If Marvel's
invest.
Avengers couldn't do it, and it had the most iconic pop culture characters right now in the zeitgeist, and they couldn't make the live service game, I don't know who can. Like,
Yeah,
if you
there's
don't already have a dedicated group like fan base,
yeah, like
yeah.
FIFA, like you can talk all the shit. We could talk all the shit we want on EA,
Mhm.
microtransactions, all this shit. We could talk all the shit we want in a journalistic, critical sense, but that is
Mhm.
not going to stop the
No,
fans from playing FIFA. That is not going to stop. You could say Call of Duty is the same game every year. It's not going to stop that game from selling
there
5
is a
million units.
built-in fan base that will forever carry those games
and
enough.
and and it'll consistently stay it'll stay that
Yeah,
way and
because
and
there's a lot of people who only buy FIFA every year or
yeah
only buy COD,
and they play it
and
all
they
year.
play it all year. So
Yeah,
you can't understate that.
there's there's a football game that's like rare right now. It's like mm, NCAA like 12 or 13. It was the last NCAA game that ever released, but there's a group of fans that actively update the roster so you can like run like a modded version of it and
That
like
rocks.
yeah, it's pretty cool that what people do. So
It's like
that's
the fans adding new characters to Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 on PC. Have you seen that?
no, I haven't.
Crazy. They've added Ken, Captain Commando, Gambit, Cyclops, and they're like entirely. You couldn't tell that they look like entirely new original added character. It's crazy.
Wow.
Fans with passionate fans are there's something else.
Yeah, I'm the thing so about Redfall is From the very beginning, I knew it was bad.
You get
Um,
that sinking feeling.
well, there's just like right in the beginning, if you don't play with the three other characters that you choose, you don't see them in the world. You only see them if another player inhabits them,
Hmm.
but you never interact with them directly.
Yeah.
It you have no connection to anybody, anything, and it's just bad direction, bad game design. But I do think that the team that developed it did their best. Um, with what Phil Spencer said in regards to that, I think it is. I think it has a lot to do with first party games. People buy Nintendo Switches not because games run better on Nintendo Switch. Fuck no. People buy Nintendo Switches because first party games.
It's got shit they can only get there. And the shit that they can only get there is good, even with the limited hardware.
Oh, dude, I play Advance Wars every night since it released.
Yeah,
I
Advance
I
Wars. They got Breath of the Wild 2, well, Tears of the Kingdom. Like the Nintendo has the strongest. Like you can only play this here, and everybody wants to play it. So yeah, first party plays a huge part in uh in getting it. And like even I think the big thing is that Nintendo's first party extends beyond just games. The Mario movie, insane amount of money,
Mhm.
insane amount of money, and it's they just have iconic shit. And so I think it does come down to that. It really is what you can offer that only you can offer. And yeah, it's
I I think
yeah.
something like Starfield and something like Elder Scrolls.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Elder Scrolls is a big one.
they have these IPs. Dude, they're sitting on like Ninja Theory games. They're sitting
Oh
on
yeah,
like dude, they have
Rare.
yeah, they have what it takes to put out compelling titles.
Mm-hmm. That are
The
different from PlayStation and Nintendo's compelling titles. So
yeah,
they fill their own niche.
yeah, and there's also the contributing factor that I don't think that Xbox is and Microsoft too is as connected to the third party
Yeah.
support as possible. Um, it seems to be rare when I write about games that it's coming out on Xbox One. A lot of indie games come out on Xbox One, but when you're writing about like Koei Tecmo
That
or
was the big thing. When
Bandai
I
Namco.
was like a teenager, even to now, it was Nintendo. I want a Nintendo console because I want the things you only get on Nintendo, and I want a PlayStation console primarily because A, they have more of a Japanese audience, and I like a lot of games from Japan. So those games don't necessarily go to Xbox as frequently. So I want them
Hmm.
covered there. And then their first party pushes it over to be, okay, that's what I'm going to choose. So Xbox, I've always felt doesn't have, they have first party stuff, like you said, that could contend if they pushed it. But to me, that's about all they had. It was like, I don't play a lot of multiplayer games. So stuff like COD or Halo when they were big wasn't a draw. So now it's like, well, a lot of Xbox games you can play on PC. So it's they're in a weird spot, and I was surprised that Phil Spencer was that frank, that he was
Yeah,
like that open, given his like position as in the business. But
he's
yeah,
he.
it's
You know what? I have a ton of respect for that guy because he is an actual fan of video games.
yeah,
He is actually like he's been in the weeds. He's been there.
yeah.
Um, and I know he wants the best for Xbox. Um, but I don't know, man. It's a it's there. I I don't want to say that the console war is like a totally like. I like the console war. I think it's good. I think the
I think
fact
it
that
keeps
Phil,
companies on their toes.
yeah, and the second thing is that the fact that Phil Spencer said that it kind of gives Sony all the power in this
Mm-hmm.
case. It gives Sony such a bargaining chip when discussing exclusive third party games. Hey, well, remember what Phil Spencer said,
Mm-hmm.
not a lot of people own Xboxes. People play PlayStation and that's where they're going to play your game at. So
Mhm.
release it on Steam and release it on PlayStation, and there you go.
Yeah.
Uh, it's I don't know. It's there's
It's a fascinatingly honest statement.
oh
One
yeah.
that is I'm shocked that yeah.
Yeah. I don't think anyone was gonna buy a Series X for Redfall, but I do think people will buy Series X. My brother has he's a very casual gamer, but he has also said that, oh, I'm gonna have to buy a Series X for Starfield.
Yeah.
So there are people
I've heard that
that
too.
don't even care about reviews. They don't give a shit
No.
about
It's
reviews.
the
They
Skyrim connection.
you're yeah, you're invested in the developer. You're invested in the team. Um
That's
I
the
think
thing that I'm shocked they don't take advantage of is like they don't that I mean it's cuz Starfield they don't want to get in front of that. But like assumedly the next Elder Scrolls is going to be on only on Xbox probably, I assume.
mhm, hopefully.
And like Skyrim still is like talked about. Like I was on like Facebook and I saw like a Skyrim meme posted yesterday and I was like it's been like 12 years. Like Jesus. Like that's insane. So a lot of people like who are casual gamers are like, "Oh shit, Starfield's the next one from the people who made Skyrim or Fallout 4." And so I'm going to get whatever that's on. So it's great. I would hope that when Elder Scrolls is like really being developed and it's really coming out that they lean into that because I don't know. It's
So like okay, well, we have Starfield this year. What's the next like PlayStation IP, first party IP that's coming out?
um what was it? Spider-Man 2. But even then we don't
Really?
have a date. It's
We don't
this
have
fall.
it's this fall. Oh, it's coming out
Yeah.
this year.
It's shocking how little marketing there is. I'm assuming
They
it's
don't need it.
intentional. They don't need it.
They,
Exactly. They don't need it. But
they'll
gosh,
do
I'd like it.
they'll do the 3 month thing where like 2 to 3 months
Yeah.
before the game launch, they'll go fucking hard, and you're gonna be seeing trailers every week. You're gonna be
Yeah.
seeing advertisements everywhere for it. You're not gonna be able to go anywhere without
It's true.
um
It's gonna be
they have
cool.
those Marvel campaigns are super strategized, man.
Mhm.
They don't.
If there was anything that they don't need to market early, it would be Spider-Man. But
Mhm.
it's still just odd to me that it's
Yeah,
like we've had one trailer in like 3 years, and like
yeah.
even the pre they put out a prequel comic on Free Comic Book Day for Spider-Man 2, and like the back of it said like coming this fall or whatever, and it had the exact same screenshot from like the 2021 trailer. I was like, this is insane. This one screenshot of Peter and Miles standing and like looking at the camera has been like used in every promotional thing, and but it's true they just don't need it's PlayStation and it's Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2018 and Miles did gangbusters. So they in every aspect they really just don't. I guess they don't need it.
You think there's gonna be a Last of Us Part 3?
I think the show made it so that there will be, because the show didn't insanely well. So
Yeah,
I think that they were like, okay, well, we got it. Yeah, because they said they're done with Uncharted, and
that sucks.
that does suck.
I'm so over Naughty Dog, dude. I'm over new Naughty Dog. I'm over Neil Druckmann Naughty Dog.
The thing I don't like about Neil Druckmann is he doesn't seem to like be interested in making games. He seems to use games as a way to get to making shows and movies. And it's like okay, like respect for like knowing what you want, but you're making some of the biggest games, so it's kind of
Yeah.
crazy that I get this vibe from you that you're like not into games because you really want your games to be movie. I don't know. It's weird. Like I loved the first Last of Us. I loved Uncharted 4, and but I still haven't played The Last of Us 2 because it's been a hell of a year, and
Mm.
I know that game's fucking depressing, and I need to be in a damn good mood
Oh
when I play it.
yeah, yeah.
So
Maybe after you move, maybe after you
yeah,
settle down.
when everything's wonderful, I'll play it. But yeah, no, I just I think I think that's the other thing is I've seen a lot of people talk about is a lot of Sony games are like third person cinematic slower, and I like that. But variety,
That's
I wouldn't
what
mind.
that's what I love Nintendo for.
Hmm.
They have this. They have a fucking action JRPG with Xenoblade, and they don't
Yeah,
get they
it's
like
insane that they put out Xenoblade and Advance Wars and Metroid and Mario. Like their variety is insane, and that's why Smash works so well, because it's not just all these kind of similar characters fighting. It's Shulk from the JRPG
mm,
fighting Mewtwo, fighting Mario, fighting like
mm.
the contrast. And I think that speaks to Nintendo's greatest strength is the contrast in their many games. So I hope PlayStation mixes up a bit. I love Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. So
Well, I do own a Series X, so I'm hoping that Phil Spencer delivers. I hope that Xbox
make
team
me want a
delivers.
Series X, Phil Spencer, because I'll
Yeah,
get one if there's shit that I want on it.
yeah,
But
exactly.
right now I'm getting by. So make me not get by anymore, Phil Spencer. Make me go, oh, I need a Series X, because that'd be better for everybody. If everybody wants every console, it's not.
Oh, but the
Yeah.
Final Fantasy fucking 7 Rebirth is
Oh,
PlayStation 5 exclusive, I
that's this
think.
year, isn't it? That's December or something.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
No ways. It's gonna get delayed. No ways that game
There's
coming out
no
this
way.
year.
No, that
Um,
just seems. Yeah, no, there's no way.
have you played the new Star Wars game?
Yes, I beat it.
Okay. Did we talk about Star Wars already?
No,
Oh, 10 out of 10.
I really like it, but God, performance issues are all fucking.
Ah, you
Oh, my
just
PS5. I'm not talking about PC. My
ugh.
PS5, it runs really chunky and bad, and I don't know why.
You
And
know,
it's frustrating because like I'm not like it needs to be 60 FPS every second. It needs to have HDR and variable. I if it just doesn't look good.
you know, on when I used to play shmups on
Yeah,
like Super Nintendo and like Sega Saturn, I used to love when frame drops happen because
yeah,
it gives
because
you
in that
time.
game, flame drops are a fucking gift. It's not a gift in Star Wars when the cutscene fucking turns into a slideshow.
You're right.
But
You're right.
other
It
than
is.
that, I really enjoyed it. Other than one story
I
thing I wasn't big on, but most of the game I really enjoyed. I just
I think I do think that the story was very movie quality, and I
yeah.
just love what they did with that game.
It's
So
I think the third will be the best of them all if they keep it up.
they
Whatever the
definitely
next.
are. I think there's going to be a couple different games that are coming out.
Hmm.
I would love to see like a Stormtrooper game come out.
That'd be cool,
Something,
like Dark Forces, but on the other team.
yeah,
Yeah.
something that follows a Stormtrooper.
That'd be
I just,
cool.
yeah.
Public Commando kind of thing.
Even who's that one? What's the storm in the new Star
Finn.
Wars? Finn. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So like, but follow like maybe like somebody, because what they said that they used to like just get like
They
orphans
used to
and
just
raise
kidnap
them.
orphans and kids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Follow one of those stormtroopers
that'd be
who
really
has,
good.
and don't make him like Finn, who like, don't make him like that
Leaves.
character. Yeah. Make
Make
it like,
him all in on the Empire. First
yeah.
Order. That'd be
Yeah.
cool. They would never let someone be all
No.
in on the bad team though. It was
No.
terrible. Because they
No.
had Battlefront 2 where they're like, you play as the Empire. And like 2 missions into the game, she's like, I hate the Empire.
I'm leaving.
I am forever and killing the Empire. And I was like, you said that we play as the Empire. I want to be evil.
It still says on the box.
That's a stormtrooper helmet. That's not a fucking rebel helmet.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
that's the show.
What
There it
did you
is.
all think of our
Our
grand
Xbox
comeback?
episode. We don't usually talk about Xbox.
It's true. We gave them the comeback special.
Hmm.
We
Hmm.
talked about Xbox All In.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, happy birthday to me.
Mm-hmm.
And next week we'll probably be talking about Zelda, I assume.
Yeah, we will. That'll
So
be crazy.
be ready for that. Be ready for that ep. That's short
Mm-hmm.
for episode.
That is. That's industry talk. You guys wouldn't get
And
it.
you wouldn't understand.
We'll get there.
But yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Voice Pixel.